new day begins in the wetlands of the Pantanal as a jaguar rises from beneath a shaded tree, its golden coat marked with dark rosettes catching the early morning light. This is one of the most powerful predators on the continent, yet even for a jaguar, nothing is guaranteed. Today, like every day, survival must be earned. The jaguar moves silently along the riverbank, following fresh tracks pressed into the soft mud. Its senses are sharp, tuned to every rustle in the reeds, every ripple on the water's surface. This is a landscape it knows intimately, shaped by seasons of flooding and drought, home to some of the most dangerous prey on the continent. Its first target soon appears, a capybara grazing near the water's edge, sunlight glinting off its wet fur as it feeds calmly among the reeds. The jaguar lowers its body, moving with slow, deliberate steps through the tall grass, every muscle controlled, every movement calculated to avoid detection. Closer and closer it creeps, staying low, using the natural cover of the vegetation. But at the last moment, the capybara senses danger. It lifts its head sharply, freezes for a split second, then dives into the river, vanishing beneath the surface before the jaguar can close the final distance. The jaguar pauses at the water's edge, staring into the current, water lapping gently against the mud. It waits a moment longer, watching for any sign the capybara might resurface within reach. Nothing. With a low exhale, the jaguar turns away to continue its search. Not long after, a coati appears at the base of a large tree, digging energetically through the leaf litter in search of insects and grubs. Unaware of the danger nearby, it continues foraging, tail raised, completely absorbed in its search for food. The jaguar creeps closer, using thick undergrowth for cover, timing each step carefully to match the rustling sounds of the wind through the leaves. It closes the distance patiently, inch by inch, until it is finally within striking range. It lunges at the last second, powerful legs propelling it forward in a burst of speed. But the coati is already scrambling up the trunk, claws digging into the bark, disappearing into the high branches, safely out of reach. The jaguar stops at the base of the tree, looking upward before continuing on its way. Frustration builds, but the jaguar does not slow its pace. It continues along a muddy trail where a tapir has recently passed, the scent still fresh in the humid air. The jaguar lowers its body and breaks into a careful stalk through dense vegetation, moving with practiced patience. The tapir, large and heavy, moves slowly through the undergrowth, unaware at first of the predator trailing behind it. But it catches the movement at the last moment and crashes through the vegetation toward the safety of deeper water, disappearing before the jaguar can strike. Another attempt, another failure. As the sun climbs higher, the jaguar reaches a narrow stretch of shallow water shaded by overhanging branches. There, coiled among the roots, an anaconda lies motionless, its dark, patterned body nearly invisible in the dappled light filtering through the canopy above. The jaguar freezes instantly, sensing the danger long before it fully registers the shape hidden among the roots. This is not ordinary prey. An anaconda of this size is capable of overpowering even a jaguar if the fight turns in its favor, and the jaguar's instincts recognize the risk immediately. The anaconda lifts its head slightly, tongue flicking, fully aware of the jaguar's presence. For a long, tense moment, neither animal moves, locked in a silent standoff beneath the humid canopy. The air feels heavy, charged with the possibility of violence that neither side is eager to begin. The jaguar circles cautiously, testing the snake's reaction from different angles, searching for any sign of weakness or opportunity. But the anaconda holds its ground, coiling its body tighter in clear warning, refusing to retreat or show vulnerability. Sensing that the risk outweighs the reward, the jaguar makes its decision. Slowly, deliberately, it backs away from the standoff, choosing caution over confrontation with a predator capable of overpowering even a large cat. It disappears back into the undergrowth, hunger still gnawing at it, but its instincts intact. By mid-afternoon, the heat presses heavily over the wetlands, shimmering above the grass and mudflats. The jaguar rests briefly in the shade of a low tree, panting softly, conserving energy after a long morning of failed pursuits. Its ribs show faintly beneath its coat, a reminder of how costly a day without food can become. After a short rest, the jaguar rises and resumes its search along the riverbank, moving with renewed focus. Its earlier failures have taught it patience, and patience, more than speed or strength, is often what separates a successful hunt from another wasted effort. This time, its patience finally begins to pay off. In the distance, along a muddy bank baked by the afternoon sun, the jaguar spots something still and low to the ground. A caiman basking at the water's edge, its rough hide glistening under the bright light. The jaguar drops low immediately, using the tall grass as cover, moving with agonizing slowness toward the water's edge. Every muscle remains coiled, every step placed with total precision. This is the kind of hunt jaguars are uniquely built for, a hunt few other predators on the continent would dare attempt. The caiman remains motionless, seemingly unaware, its senses dulled by the heat and stillness of the afternoon. The jaguar closes the distance meter by meter, staying just below the caiman's line of sight, using every ridge and clump of grass as cover. Finally, close enough to strike, the jaguar gathers itself, muscles tensing beneath its golden coat. In a sudden burst of explosive speed, it launches forward from the grass, closing the final gap before the caiman can react to the sudden threat. The jaguar seizes the reptile by the back of the skull, driving its powerful jaws down with bone-crushing force. The same lethal, precise bite jaguars are famous for delivering, a bite capable of piercing even the toughest natural armor. The caiman thrashes violently, its tail whipping through the shallow water, sending sprays of mud and water into the air. But the jaguar's grip does not loosen.
The jaguar exerts
its
immense
jaws
force,
locked with
pulling its
unrelenting
prey
pressure,
from the water's edge.
exactly where the caiman is most vulnerable. The struggle continues for several intense moments, water churning around them, the caiman's powerful body twisting against the jaguar's hold. But slowly, gradually, the resistance begins to fade. Within moments, the struggle stops entirely. The jaguar has succeeded where so many earlier attempts had failed. Breathing heavily, the jaguar releases its grip slightly, then begins dragging its hard-won meal onto dry ground, away from the water's edge. Its muscles strain with the effort, but after a day defined by failure, this moment of success carries the full weight of everything that came before it. As the golden light of sunset spreads slowly across the Pantanal, painting the water and grasslands in shades of orange and gold, the jaguar finally begins to feed. Each bite represents hours of failed pursuits, narrow escapes, and one dangerous standoff survived through caution rather than combat. The wetlands grow quiet around it, the day's heat fading into the cooler air of evening. Other animals in the distance move cautiously, aware of the jaguar's presence, but no longer its immediate concern. for now, its hunger is being answered. As darkness begins to settle over the wetlands, the jaguar finishes its meal and rises slowly, its strength renewed. It moves toward the shelter of the trees, disappearing into the shadows as the last light fades from the sky. Tomorrow, the hunt will begin again. New tracks to follow, new prey to stalk, new risks to weigh against the constant demand of survival. Because for one of the wild's most powerful predators, success is never guaranteed. It is earned, one relentless, uncertain day at a time.